Hi everyone, this is Bina and I thought to do another video on conflict and conflict management. So today I want to actually talk about managers. You guys are often faced with dilemmas that include or involve conflicting opinions from two employees. This is probably quite common and this happens all the time, right? But when it does happen, you always have to start out by first remembering that you are a neutral between employees. You have to play the ombudsman, the conflict resolution person who is always neutral. There's always three sides to one story. The sides are the opinion of person A, opinion of person B, and then the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? Because opinions are perceptions. What someone thinks may be an opinion, and it could be based on their experience, it could be based on their viewpoint, it could be based on their mood, their belief, their norms, whatever the case may be. But there's so much gray in these types of situations that it's really hard to determine who is right and wrong. And frankly speaking, as a manager, it is not your job to determine who is right or wrong, but to really look at both sides of the issues and determine a course forward very objectively and neutrally. So as a supervisor, this is something you can do. Always be neutral, always look at all sides of the issue, look to see if there's supporting evidence, for example, an email exchange, someone's character perhaps at times, that's important too. But to take off your hat of that person is always right, that person's always reliable, but keep that hat on that is neutral. And what I'm saying here is don't take sides. Don't just presume that someone is always in the wrong or someone is always in the right because you have your own personal biases against one person. You could have an individual who's a really good worker, a really hard worker, who's often outspoken, often knows what they're talking about because they have the subject matter expertise, and you have someone else who thinks competition is collaboration, and so they're poking and perhaps looking for something, and they could be right too. I'm not saying they could not be right, but your job as a manager is always to be neutral, to look to see what both sides are saying, and then determine the next course of action, and that often diffuses the conflict between the two. But it's important for you to perhaps even pull the two individuals aside and have a one-on-one conversation to find out what the underlying cause of these conflicting opinions could be. It could be a technical issue, it could be a personality or interpersonal conflict issue. They just don't like each other. That happens often, and then it spills over into the technical elements of the work, right? And now they're going at it because they don't agree on the technical because they just don't like each other. Employees do this. We know that. You may do this with your colleagues and your peers as well. And then your boss has to also mitigate that too. So as you are growing in your management position, think about why it's important to always remain neutral. And that is the message today. Be neutral. Have a wonderful day and keep those questions coming. Thank you.